What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is 5 anti-seductive qualities that turn women off. All right, so the first one is being unassertive or submissive or passive, right? If your goal is to turn a woman on and basically demonstrate to her that you are a potential mate or you potentially could be her man, right? You want her to see her in that light. Being unassertive, submissive, complacent, passive will not do it, right? Because a man or her man, she would like her man to be able to lead her, to be able to handle her, to be able to move her life in the right direction, like take her into the quality or the lifestyle that she's looking for, right? So if you are unassertive, if you are submissive, if you are complacent, if you are passive, then she's going to have to take the lead naturally, right? She has no choice. Once she finds herself taking the lead, she starts getting turned off because you're supposed to be her man, right? So why is she leading? Why is she being the alpha? Why is she holding the masculine energy? That's not going to make sense to her, right? And subconsciously, she will lose attraction for you, even if she tries to, convince herself like, oh no, he's doing good, he's okay. No, she will start to lose attraction for you because you're not being a man, basically, right? It's anti-seductive because you're just not being a man straight up. A man has to be assertive, right? Especially with his woman. Like, he has to be assertive, he has to be leading, he has to be dominant, he has to be all those things, right? And there's different times where you can, let her lead in certain situations, you know what I mean? Like, there are times for that, right? Like maybe when it comes to decorating the house or picking out flowers or, there's certain things where it's like, okay, you could lead on this one. But for the most part, you need to be assertive, dominant, leading, all of that. The next one, unattractive quality number 2 is being insecure, right? Basically showing her that you have weakness, internal weaknesses, and letting it show externally, right? And even like, trying to get her to help you with your insecurities and shit. Like, she's not looking to help her man overcome his insecurities and shit like that, right? Like, if you're working on your, overcoming your insecurities and stuff, she may support you and stuff, but like, you don't want to be like emoting on her or like, trying to talk about your insecurities or letting your insecurities affect, the relationship and shit. Like, you got to handle that shit, right? Like, if you want to handle your insecurities, you don't want to be walking around as a man, as an insecure man. You want to address your insecurities. Like, don't run away from them. Don't try to hide them. None of that. Handle your insecurities, because a woman, she will bring them out, right? Like, if you try to hide them, she will, like, they're good at bringing out your insecurities, finding the bullshit in you, right? They can pick up on, subtleties in your behavior and your communication. They'll find that weakness and they will attack it, right? So it's better for you to handle your insecurities, right? So you can be strong in your relationship with your woman or with women in general or with people in general. You as a man, you don't want to be walking around with insecurities. It's not something that people want to look up to. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be like a man, like a role model man, like a real man, right? Nobody's going to look up to a man that's walking around insecure and shit, So handle that. All right. The third one is basically being like socially unaware, right? Socially inexperienced. We as human beings are social creatures, right? So, like, for example, me, like growing up and stuff and even graduating high school and stuff, I wasn't like a super social guy, right? I kind of like to just chill and just be to myself or whatever. But I had to go and socialize. I had to work on that skill set. I had to become more social because we live in a social world, right? And your women expect you as the man to be social. Like, if you're out with your woman and you're like antisocial and awkward and shit, she's gonna be embarrassed of you. You feel me? Like, she can't follow your lead if you can't handle yourself in social situations and shit like that. So you have to develop social skills. You got to be socially aware. You got to be socially calibrated. Basically, you can't be like awkward and just like inexperienced. Like you have to go and you know, if you're a shy guy, whatever, you got to go and work on that stuff, because if you want abundance with women, if you want to be attractive to a lot of women, that's something you want to have. It's like being comfortable in social situations and shit like that. And just in general, right? It's not like you got to go and be in these, like, I'm not gonna go in certain situations, bro. Like I'm not gonna go in niches where I'm gonna feel out of place. Like I'm not gonna go to a gardening event, or you know, just I'm not gonna go to I don't know what, like a flower event, like shit that I'm just not into. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go in that because even though I have social skills or whatever, I go in a situation where I have no business really being there. I'm gonna feel out of place. I'm gonna feel awkward. I'm not gonna bring my girl there, right? I don't want to look stupid in front of her. So go where, you know, go into places, events where you can shine socially. You know what I mean? But you want to have like general social calibration, social skills, social awareness, all of that. The other one is being like too thirsty, you know, too fast, too to the point. You know what I mean? Women like to be seduced, right? They like the full experience of things. They want to feel all the emotions, right? So you don't want to be like, I know as men we want to kind of just get to the point, you know what I mean? And I understand that because I'm like that too. But it's like, I understand that if I want to like seduce a woman, or I want her to have like a real good experience with me, I have to milk the moment, right? I got to take my time. I got to be relaxed. I got to be patient. I can't be so thirsty and so quick to get the result. I just got to chill out and know that the result will come if I give her the experience she's looking for. All right. So what is that? I think is that 4? That's 4. One more. The last one is basically like being soft. You know what I mean? Being soft, being sensitive, being a pussy, like being, you know, like just unsure, you know what I mean? Just like out of, you know, just basically like being like a little boy, you know. Women are not looking for little boys, like straight up. They're looking for men, right? They're attracted to men. So you have to become a man. You have to look at your qualities in certain areas of your life and see where you're not showing up as a man, you know? Like, you know, for example, the last one I said, like socially, like you gotta be a man in social situations, right? For your woman, if you want your woman to be turned on when she's with you, you have to demonstrate masculinity, right? You have to demonstrate assertiveness. You have to demonstrate you know, that you can be hard, right? You want to like calibrate it, right? So you don't want to be like aggressive and all this shit. Like you don't need to be like that. You could just be grounded and have a way of being where it's like people don't really want to test you like that, because they can tell that, you know, you're sharp or that you will handle them, you know what I mean? Or even just like being non-reactive, like just not giving a fuck is a good quality to have, as far as, because in order to truly not give a fuck, it's like you have to be willing to deal with somebody that's gonna challenge you, right? So like that not giving a fuckness comes from you knowing you can handle whatever's gonna happen, right? So in order to develop that, you have to go and live life. You have to go and have experiences. You have to go and fail, get rejected, look stupid, get embarrassed. But then when you have all those experiences, you start to realize, man, it ain't really that serious, you know? It ain't, you know, life goes on, you know. One little thing that happens doesn't define your whole life, right? Like if I walk right now and I go trip over myself or whatever and everyone sees it, yeah, that was one clumsy moment, but that doesn't define me as a person, you know? I'm not always tripping on myself. I'm not always clumsy, you feel me? So, yeah, so those were the 5 qualities. If you as a man would like to become more attractive, you like to get rid of these anti-seductive qualities and become more seductive, more attractive to women, send me a message, send me a private message. Let's have a conversation. Let's see what you're dealing with, what your condition is in life, and how we can get you the results that you're looking for. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.